Hello all, welcome back to our channel. In today's session we will discuss about ledger accounts, which is another important topic in our accountancy. Let us start by looking into introduction of the ledger accounts. So, introduction of a ledger account. Journal records all the transactions separately and date-wise. The transactions related to particular person, asset, expense or income are recorded at different places in journal as they occur on different dates. Hence, it fails to bring similar transactions together at one place. Thus, to have a consolidated view of similar transactions of different accounts are being prepared in our ledger. So, as we see here, journal records all the transactions separate individually and date wise in a chronological order as and when they occur at different places in one book. So, it fails to bring all the similar transactions together. So, in order to remove this problem, we have taken our ledger accounts into consideration. This account shows all the similar transactions in one book or a single page. This is the simple introduction to the ledger accounts. Now let us see the definition of the ledger accounts. A ledger may be defined as a summary statement of all the transactions relating to a particular person, asset, expense or income which have taken place during a given period of time and show their effect. So every entry recorded in the journal must be posted into ledger. It is a register having a number of pages which are serially numbered. One account is usually assigned in one page in the ledger. The ledger is also called as principal book of accounts. Ledger is called as summary statement. Why it is called a summary statement? Because in this we record all the similar transactions together. So it is called a summary statement of all the summary statement of all the transactions regarding which transactions we will have in our ledger. A particular person, asset, expense or income which have taken place during a given period of time. This time might be for 3 months, 6 months or yearly and show their effect. This ledger account shows the effect of the transactions during the particular period of time. So what are the entries which we have recorded in our journal? Are to be recorded in the ledger accounts also to show the effect. And this is a register. Ledger is a register having number of pages in a book. In this register, one account is usually assigned one page in the ledger. It means all the transactions relating to particular one person are being recorded in one page only. So let us see some example. If we have Raju account, we will record only Raju account in a particular page. In this particular page also. Okay. if we have purchase account, we'll write all the transactions relating to purchases in this one page only. Okay, this page we will record all the transactions relating to the purchases. Only purchases we will record in this purchase page. In the same way, it will be like it will be for sales, incomes and expenses. Okay, then this book is also called as Principal Book of Accounts. Now let us see what is the pro forma of the ledger accounts. So this is the pro forma of a ledger account. Before starting the pro forma, we have to divide our page into two equal halves. And first side, this is left side, and left side is called as debit side. Left side is called debit side, and this right side is called as credit side. Let us see what are the columns we have in our ledger account. The first is date, then particulars, then JF, ledger journal folio, amount. After this, again to the credit account, date, particulars, journal folio, amount. So debit is always on to the left hand side and the credit is to the right hand side. Now let us know what is the classification of ledger. Ledger has been classified into 4 types. They are debtors ledger, creditors ledger, journal ledger and self ledger. Now let us see what is debtors ledger. When the customer purchases goods on credit basis, they become debtors of the firm, and all the transactions are recorded in one book known as debtors ledger, which shows only debit balance. The total amount of these columns indicate amount to be received from the debtor. In debtors ledger, we'll post all the transactions related to our customer who have purchased our goods on credit basis, and their transactions are recorded in our debtors ledger, which shows only debit balance. Debtors ledger show only debit balance, and the balance of these accounts indicates that this is the amount which we have to get from our customers. It means debtors. Okay, next, now let us see what is creditors ledger. So in debtors ledger, we have seen that the customer who have purchased our goods on credit basis is called debtor. In the same way, if the company or the firm purchase goods on credit basis, the supplier become creditor to the firm, and the transactions are recorded in one book known as creditors ledger. On the credit side, we will record these transactions on credit side of our ledger accounts. The total of this account indicate the total amount to be paid by the company to the supplier. Now let us compare what is the difference between this debtors ledger and creditors ledger. So the main difference is in creditors ledger, we, the firm, have to pay the amount to the supplier as we have purchased goods on credit basis. In the debtors ledger, it is opposite. We have to get money from our debtors as they purchased our goods and credit basis. This is the only difference we have from our debtors ledger and creditors ledger. So now let us discuss about journal ledger. So our journal ledger is when the company records all the transactions related to assets, incomes and expenditure in one book. It is called journal ledger. In this book, accounts related to real account and the balances of all types of accounts related to nominal accounts always shows only debit balance. On the other hand, all the accounts relating to income show only credit balance. It means if we record all the transactions in one book, it is called journal ledger. In this book, all the accounts relating to real account are real and nominal accounts shows the debit balance and the credit, and income shows you only credit balances in this account. Now let us see the last type of our ledger, self-ledger. When accounts relating to the proprietor of the business are recorded in one book, it is known as self-ledger. It is also a very confidential book. So when all the transactions relating to the proprietor is the person who is the owner or the one who starts the company. So all the transactions relating to this person, if we record in one book, it is known as self-ledger. It is very confidential as it is the book which is related to the proprietor, the owner or the proprietor of our company. So now I think you have understood these types of accounts, ledger accounts. Now let us move forward to our procedure to balance accounts. Now, in the first step, we have to total both sides and find out the difference between both the debit and credit side. What you will do in the first step, you will total both the sides and find the difference between both the accounts. The total of the lesser side should be deducted from the total of higher side. Here you will deduct the amount from the higher side. And the difference between these two are known as called as balance carried down. And the difference should be put down in the total column of lesser side to get the same amount on both sides. After deducting the balance from the higher side, we will carry down the amount and put the difference amount in the total column of lesser side. Why we will keep this less amount in lesser side? To get the same amount on both the sides of the accounts. So next step, date of balancing should be written in the date column. You have been writing balance carried down. So when you write balance carried down, you have to write about this balance carried down date. You have to write the date in the date column. This is must. and the balance carried down should be shown as balance brought down on the next day on the opposite side. If we get if we have written balance carried down on the debit side, then you will write balance brought down on credit side of the account. If you write balance carried down on the credit side, you will write on debit side of the account. When you will write this brought down, immediately the next day, sometimes the totals of both the sides of an account are equal. In such case, balance carried down or brought down does not occur. If balance of both the sides are equal, then we need not record this balance carried down or brought down. So now let us discuss the problem of ledger accounts. Okay, let us see the problem. Journalize the following transactions and post them into ledger and balance the account. Let us read the problem once. On 2003 May 1st, Ratan commenced business with a capital of rupees 50,000. Second, purchased goods from Jagan rupees 5,000. Fourth, sold goods to Gopal rupees 10,000. On 5th, cash purchases of rupees 10,000. 7th, salaries paid to workers or paid salaries rupees 3,000. Cash sales of rupees 10,000 on 8th. 9th, brought machinery and paid through bank rupees 2,000. 14th, cash paid to Jagan in full settlement rupees 4,800. 17th, cash received from Gopal and discount allowed. Cash received from Gopal rupees 9,500. Discount allowed rupees 500. 18th, deposited with bank rupees 5,000. 24th, sold old machinery worth 1,500. 26th, paid through interest received through check rupees 500. 31st May, Ratan's personal use rupees 1,000. Now let us journalize the account entries. Before that, we have to draw the profile. We have drawn here a proforma. The title of the proforma is Journal Entries in the Book of Mr. Ratan as on 31st May 2003. And the columns are date, particulars, ledger folio, debit amount and credit amount. Let us see our first transaction, that is on 2003 May 1st. Commenced business with cash rupees 50,000. The entry is cash account data to capital account and amount rupees 50,000. Narration is being Mr. Ratan commenced business. On 2nd, purchased goods from Jagan rupees 5,000. The transaction is purchase account data to Jagan account. Amount rupees 5,000. Narration, buying goods purchased on credit from Jagan. Gopal, next, 4th, he sold goods to Gopal on credit rupees 10,000. Transaction is Gopal account data to sales account. Amount rupees 10,000. Being good, and the narration is being goods sold to Gopal on credit. And fifth, goods purchased for cash. Rupees 10,000. Purchase account data to cash account. Amount is rupees 10,000. B. And the narration is being goods purchased for cash. On 7th, salaries paid. Salaries account data to cash account. And the amount is 3,000. And 8, cash sales. Cash account data to sales account. The amount is rupees 10,000. And narration is being goods sold for cash. Next transaction is on May 9th. The transaction is machinery purchased and paid through bank. Transaction is machinery account data to bank account. Amount is rupees 2,000. Narration is being machinery purchased and paid through bank. On 14th, cash paid by Jagan. Cash paid to Jagan and received discount. Jagan. Transaction is Jagan account data to cash account to discount received. And the amount is rupees 5,000. 4,800 will be recorded to the cash account and 200 to the discount received account. Okay, next on 17th, being cash paid, cash received from Gopal and allowed discount. So the transaction is cash account data to cash account data, discount allowed account data to Gopal account. Amount is 10,000. So to the cash account we have taken 9,500 as we have paid 9,500, and then we have allowed discount of rupees 500. Total is 10,000. We have returned 10,000 to the Gopal account. Narration: being cash received from Gopal and allowed discount. On 18th, cash deposited into bank. Bank account data to cash account. Amount is rupees 5,000. Narration is being cash deposited in bank. 24th, old machinery sold. Cash account data to machinery account. Amount is rupees 1,500. It means 1,500. Narration is being goods sold. Being old machinery sold. Next is on 26th May. On 26th May we have transaction called interest received through check. And the transaction will be bank account data to interest account. Bank account data to interest account. Amount is rupees 500. Narration is being interest received through check. Let us see our last transaction. Our last transaction is on 31st May. The transaction is Ratan's personal use. The transaction is drawings account data to cash account. The amount is rupees 1,000. Narration is being cash withdrawn for personal use. With this we have completed our generalization first part of our first video, and in our next video we will see about how to record ledger accounts in our next video. Until then, take care, bye, have a great time.